For me, I've always loved Rosamund Pike's quiet dignity. She's a quiet dignity and a real presence on screen. She's luminous, and we sent her the script. David had worked with her before on a previous film. We sent her the script. We didn't know how she would react, but once she did react, I knew she would be right. She had a visceral response to the script. A connection that I hadn't quite expected. It was powerful. It kind of hit you the moment you spoke to her about it. So that was the first thing, is that we wanted to give it to an actress who would value the story and who would be as tenacious and passionate about telling the story as we were. And that was there from the get-go with Rosamund. You have to believe in their love. You have to believe that everything that they're fighting for is worth it, and that this love is worth it. And you can't account for a dynamic. You don't know whether a couple that you cast together are going to have a dynamic. And you can do chemistry reads and all of that kind of thing, but you don't really know until the day, and finally until the film is finished. Once we got the couple on set, actually sometimes I had to stop them giggling a bit too much, because they laughed together, they had fun together, and they clearly understood their characters, and they clearly understood the nature of their relationship and what it would take for a relationship like that to withstand everything that Ruth and Saretse's relationship withstood. Canning played beautifully by Jack Davenport, and you notice how his name sounds very similar to Cunning. But Canning was a combination of many characters that existed at the time and that had a role similar to that at the time. And we wanted that character to show that where we were period-wise in terms of the empire, the fact that we were moving towards a transition. And I love stories that figure around transition. And so the empire is shortly about to crumble. India has just gained its independence. And that knowledge is really giving hope to leaders around Africa. And so Jack approached it with the knowledge that he was probably always going to lose at the end, but he was going to hang on to his role, the idea of what the empire represented, for as long as he could. And I think Jack, whilst he gives us a lot of joy watching him in some ways, watching him have to cringe towards the end, but also watching him gain power only to lose it. What he gives us as well as that is also this sense that the real characters that existed in this world did so for a reason. The second moment was when the president himself visited, and I sort of knew all day that he was possibly going to be visiting and that he'd be arriving in his helicopter. And then halfway through a pretty big scene that we were shooting in the village, recreating the village that Saretse was born in, I heard the sound of a chopper overhead, and I hadn't finished my scene yet. And I thought, I hope it takes you a little while to land, because I've got to finish this scene, because I know once you land, everybody's going to go completely crazy and want to say hello to their president, and so would my crew. So luckily, he landed in a timely fashion. He visited and saw David dressed as his father, and then later Ruth dressed as his mother. And I sort of remembering him mumbling under his breath to me, it's really strange when you see your parents come back to life. And it was sort of in that moment that it really hit me that there was this man, and he was a testament to Ruth and Saretse's very real legacy. He was a testament to their real existence, but he was also a testament to all of the things that I've been talking about, their tenacity and their belief in their principles and that will to hold out and not give in against an empire, against 3 governments, and against a long period of time where they were forced to be apart.